Well, an 8-year-old child was brutally beaten and abused as child labor after reportedly being sold by an orphanage that was meant to ironically rehabilitate child labor.
This happened in Andhra Pradesh's Mahbubnagar district, even as the Chief Minister was, believe it or not, launching a child protection scheme with much fanfare. Uma Sudhir is now joining us from Mahbubnagar. Uma, you have that little girl right there on that hospital bed. How's she doing now?
Natasha, this is 8-year-old Rajitha, and she's a severely malnutrition child. In fact, she has not enough energy to even turn this way. As I have told, she is a child who is weighing 12 kgs at the age of 8 years. So this is a story of deprivation and of abuse repeatedly over the years. And this is something that this child has been brought with to this hospital. This is happening even as the Andhra Pradesh government has launched with a lot of fanfare a huge scheme for the integrated child protection and also for the sake of society for the protection and empowerment of women and children. But the real question really, Natasha, is about how many children really are like Rajitha out there in orphanages that are really not regulated, who are being given away either as domestic child labor or as they are being given away either as domestic child labor, or they are being actually sold to others without being monitoring at all.
Hours after NDTV aired this heartbreaking appeal of 8-year-old child Rajitha asking to be saved from torture and abuse, police cases were registered against the so-called orphanage that gave her away to work as child labor, and also the family who took her, used her as child labor and brutally beat her.
Minor girl has been kept in an orphanage. Then from the orphanage she was sold to some other person. From there she had been admitted in hospital because of her injuries.
Ironically, the state government was at the same time launching an action plan under the Integrated Child Protection Scheme. The orphanage that gave away Rajitha had reportedly got funds under the National Child Labour Project meant to rehabilitate children working as labour.
Anybody can pick up a child, anybody can keep a child illegally in a home or in their own houses. And there is no way in which we would know those children cannot be kept, those children do not really belong there.
Rajitha will now go to a government-run Shishu Vihar.
Registering a NGO is a very simple procedure. People may register, but the issue is they cannot sell the children, or they cannot show the children and get the funds.
The district police chief says they are now trying to trace out 2 more girls who may have been either sold or given away like Rajitha. Activists point out that there is a huge lacuna in that there is no monitoring mechanism to find out what's happening to children in so-called shelter homes and orphanages across the state. In Hyderabad, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Tuba.com